Nidoran, the Poison Pin Pokemon, is a Generation 1 Poison type first seen in Pokemon Red and Blue. The Nidoran line's anime debut was the very first episode, with Nidorino being the first Pokemon you ever see in the anime, alongside Gengar. The Nidoran line aren't really based on one kind of animal, instead they're more like a mishmash of several. Nidoran resembles porcupines, rabbits, mice and hamsters. Nidorino adds rhinoceros features on top, and Nidoking combines all of those animals with the body of a gorilla. The origins of their names are also quite complex. Ni in Japanese means two, which makes sense since there are two different kinds of Nidoran. Ran is also Japanese and is their word for orchid. When I look at Nidoking, I always think of orchids, don't you? They come in purple and blue, which are the colours of both Nidoran, so it makes sense though. Nidocyte also fits in there, with that being a type of cell responsible for the feeling you get from stings, and the name Nidoran is also similar to the word needle. Nidorino swaps ran for an with O's being a masculine indicator in Latin languages like Spanish, and king in Nidoking being a word for a male leader. The location of Nidoran in Kanto depends heavily on which game you're playing. To put it simply, you can catch Nidoran before you fight Brock in Gen 1, and on the route directly after the battle in Gen 3. While you can find a Moonstone to evolve Nidorino in Mount Moon, you may want to hold off until after the Misty fight if you don't have a water counter, as Nidoking is weak to water. Just make sure it evolves before level 23 so it can learn Thrash, which is a great early game move. Nidoking's added ground typing does give it an immunity to Lieutenant Surge's electric types though, and you can feed Nidoking TMs to combat the majority of the other bosses in the game. Nidoking is a great addition to your team in both Gen 1 and their remakes. It's so good in fact that Nidoking is the Pokemon of choice for Gen 1 speedruns, though a lot of that has to do with a Gen 1 specific exploit. X accuracies give your Pokemon 100% accuracy on every move in Gen 1, meaning that once you teach Nidoking Horn Drill, it can one-shot all of your opponent's Pokemon one after another. Well, unless the Ghost type, but there's only 3 of those in Gen 1 and they're all weak to Earthquake, so just use that instead. The Nidoran line is also available to catch in Pokemon Gold, Silver, Crystal, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, White, Black 2, White 2, X and Y. Of those, the Nidoran line is only available in the aftergame in the Sinnoh and Unova games. There's not much to talk about here, so I'll just move on. In Johto, you can find Nidoran on Route 35 and 36, so just above Goldenrod City. While the Nidoran line won't be as useful to you as it was in Kanto, they're still great Pokemon. The earliest you can get a Moonstone is through sheer luck, as your mother can randomly decide to buy you one after a trainer battle. Other than that, you'll have to wait until you get Surf and pick one up at either the Ruins Valve or Tojo Falls. You can still feed Nidoking TMs, with a lot of good ones coming from the Goldenrod department store and Game Corner to combat plenty of bosses throughout the game. While you can't do the Horn Drill exploit anymore, Nidoking is still a great Pokemon thanks to its great coverage and the potentiality to evolve it early. In X and Y, you can catch Nidoran or Nidorino on Route 11. You'll definitely want to catch Nidoran from a horde encounter though, as its hidden ability blows its regular ones out the water. You find a Moonstone soon afterwards in Reflection Cave, giving you access to Nidoking fairly quickly. Having a fully evolved Pokemon early in the game is always great, and you can still give Nidoking lots of TMs throughout the game. Its base typing alone is good against a lot of boss fights in the game, so it doesn't even need coverage to be worth using. Even though Nidoking has plenty of competition by this point, its hidden ability, typing and wide move pool still keep it relevant and useful throughout the game. Both of Nidoking's regular abilities suck, so just pick your poison, point and roll with it. Sheer Force is where it's at, and is definitely what you want where available. Sheer Force raises the base power of all damaging moves with additional effects by 30%, though in exchange the additional effect is no longer active. Nidoking has access to loads of these, making it a super effective abusing powerhouse. Also, if Nidoking is holding a Life Orb, then the 30% damage boost will be applied but the recoil damage afterwards won't, essentially giving Nidoking a slightly better stab boost in conjunction with Sheer Force on all its compatible moves. Sheer Force is a fantastic ability and is what's keeping Nidoking on the throne all these years later. Nidoking's stat total was essentially 485 in Gen 1, 495 in Gens 2 through 5, and is 505 now. Its attack is great, which is what got boosted in Gen 6, with the rest of its stats being either average or above average. In Gen 1, Nidoking's special stat was 75, which is why its stat total was lower. While these stats aren't too impressive in the current meta, everything else about Nidoking more than makes up for them. Nidoking is, and always has been, a wall breaker, hitting its opponents for as much damage as possible with its sheer force and large amount of coverage moves. Although its typing does make it weak to some really common types, it's great offensively speaking, being able to hit 7 different types with a stab super effective move. Pair that with its huge move pool and you can hit almost every Pokemon in the game with a sheer force and Life Orb boosted super effective move. Despite its fairly average stats, its many positives put Nidoking firmly in UU. The only thing that's really keeping it back from being in OU are its stats, but even then, it can still 1 or 2 shot just about anything it has a super effective move against. Because it has so many moves, you can customize its moveset to suit your team's needs, making most Nidoking somewhat unpredictable despite its general strategy always being the same. You'll want to give your Nidoking a special attack investment despite its attack being better, because Sheer Force makes its best special moves better than its regular physical moves. Taunt on Nidoking is also viable, putting pressure on bulky Pokemon that Nidoking can't quite take down so easily. Just make sure to look out for anything faster than Nidoking with super effective moves like Latias and Starmie, as well as bulky water types like Swampert and Suicune, and special walls like Tentacruel and Blissey. To summarise, Nidoking has always been great in the main games, and sheer force is ballin'. Other good all-out attacking Pokemon include Charizard, Alakazam and Starmie and Kanto, Typhlosion, Heracross and Dragonite and Johto, and Greninja, Gallade and Haxorus in X and Y. Thanks for watching the 6th installment in this series of videos. The next episode in this series is going to take a bit longer than normal, as it's a Pokemon that's in a lot of games, and it's also one that has lots of different kinds of evolutions. That's probably a clue, but yeah, it's just going to take a bit longer than normal, so bear with me in the meantime. While you wait, you can always subscribe to the channel in order to see the videos as soon as they do come out. Thanks again.